Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am playing with the Safari stamps from Brutus Monroe. I'm also going to use some embossing powder. I'm using rose gold today, and I think I'm going to use the Summer Safari paper collection too, just to add a little bit of something in there. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I am using the paper pad, of course, and I'm using a piece of paper that I used on a previous project. So I decided to go ahead and do a torn edge. Now, a torn edge card is not something that I see a whole heck of a lot of out there, but I like to make my cards like I like to make my scrapbook pages. And since I like torn edges in my scrapbook pages, I figured a torn edge on the card would be perfect as well. So I am pulling out my Safari stamp set and I'm trying to figure out what stamps I want to put on here. Now, I was toying with the idea of doing kind of like a menagerie of zoo animals, but ultimately I decided that I was just going to go with the zebra. And with the zebra, instead of doing a black and white zebra, I decided to do a pink and white zebra because I thought that that would be super fun and it would kind of pop off of those green leaves in the background of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp using my stamp positioner tool. And then I am going to figure out the positioning of the zebras so that I can use my embossing ink and my embossing powder and emboss those bad boys up. So this is Brutus Monroe's Rose Gold embossing powder. Now, this is a gorgeous embossing powder, and I would suggest, if you love embossing powder and you've never tried Brutus Monroe's embossing powder, you need to get yourself some because it's fabulous. And if you have never used embossing powder and it's kind of intimidating, get yourself some Brutus Monroe embossing powder because it is definitely the best out there, 100%. So I've got my zebras stamped, and now I'm going to emboss them. And yes, they are pink and white zebras, and yes, that might seem funky, but let me tell you guys something. I am in love with my pink and white zebras. I think that they pop off so beautifully off this dark green leafy background. So now I'm going to put my card front into my stamp positioner tool one more time, and that way I can get the sentiment on here. Now, I chose Hakuna Matata, which you might be thinking, so you chose Hakuna Matata, but you got the zebras. Yes, I do. They're all jungle animals, and they all scream Lion King to me, okay? Let's just face it. So I'm going to put that down, and then I was deciding what to do, whether I was going to use a black ink or if I was going to emboss, and I decided to emboss again. Now I'm going to adhere down that torn leaf edge, and I just love this, you guys. I absolutely love the little Hakuna Matata sentiment kind of peeking out from underneath of the torn edge. If torn edges are not your thing and you like more of a clean card, then go ahead and cut that edge. Don't tear it. But honestly, come on. You got to admit, it looks kind of cool, right? Right? So now I'm going to fussy cut out my zebras because I do not have the coordinating dies in my hand. There are coordinating dies, so if fussy cutting is not your jam, get yourself the dies, and then you never even have to worry about it. So I end up cutting out 3 pink zebras because 3 zebras are better than 1 zebra, especially when they're pink. And then I'm going to adhere them on to the card. So the fussy cutting does not take a long time. I am a person that really doesn't mind fussy cutting. Sometimes I like it, Sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And sometimes I'm like, I do not want a fussy cut. I need to buy the dies. But most of the time, I don't mind it. So I'm going to figure out the position for the 3 pink zebras, and once I get that down, I will adhere them down, and that is going to do it for this card, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, do you like pink zebras? Just wondering. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.